Alright, welcome to part 26 of Pokemon Blue. We're finally done in Saffron, so we can just continue on. And you're probably wondering, where are you going next? And what are you doing? You look confused, and it's because I remembered, something I could do. A little while ago, ever since I got Surf, I could do this, but there's an optional dungeon that I can do. And I'm gonna do it, because it's a good one. It has a treasure at the end. It's got really awesome gimmicks to it. I call it gimmicks, but really it's just good design. It's not really much of a gimmick. Well, as far as Pokemon goes, it's a gimmick. It's an abandoned power plant, if you didn't know. And it has something at the end of it. There's a reward for getting through it. It's not really a treasure. But there's items scattered all over the place, and half of them are traps. You'll see more about that when I get there. But that means getting through this bush, so I had to ditch Blue Durgan for a while. Blue Durgan, you can't come.
Hold on, Pickles. You're not allowed to come along.
Well, I just didn't know who to leave behind, frankly. Pick the one last caught and just get on with it, I suppose. It doesn't matter. It's not like I won't go and get him back out later. I could have gotten him back out now, frankly, but I forgot the Pokemon Center was down there. And besides, I have to cut my way back through that bush. It's probably the biggest downside of needing Cut to go places. But Cut's such a crappy move. Like, it has such low base power and doesn't have 100% accuracy. Most of the HMs in this franchise are horrible moves. Strength is mediocre at best, and Surf is pretty good. It'd get more and more balanced as the time goes on, but, you know, that makes it different. That doesn't make it bad. Like, in the future, multi-battles will become a thing where you have two Pokemon out at a time, and Surf would hit both. Surf would hit both of your opponents. And then eventually, it would also hit your ally, so it hit three things. Your ally and two opponents. You know, and it's still a really good move at that point. But there'd be other, you know, water moves that would be pretty valid. Scald in particular comes to mind. That's one of my favorite water moves in the game. Deals decent damage. Not like a whole lot, but pretty decent. 100% accuracy and a 30% burn chance. It's such a great move, I love it. Well, unfortunately there's people upstairs, so I might be cutting out a bunch of footsteps. I'll try to keep my mind on that, but it can be hard to hear with these headphones on. What was I even going on about? Oh, Scald. Yeah, Scald's a good move. Surf is a good move. Hydro Pump's a good move. Scald won't exist yet. It won't exist for a pretty long while. Or is it Gen 4? I don't remember. It was Gen 4 or 5, one of the two. I'd like to show you more encounters instead of me just wandering around the dungeon, not running into anything, but really, I think it'd be a little more tedious if I was running into encounters. Okay, so, items scattered all over the place, and some of them are Voltorbs and Electrodes. This is such an amazing dungeon. I love this dungeon. You know, I know it sounded like I was complaining about every dungeon in this game, earlier parts, but there are dungeons that I really like, and this is one of them. It uses the setting to its best advantage. It's just an abandoned power plant out in the middle of nowhere, and since Voltorbs look like Pokeballs, and items on the ground look like Pokeballs, they just kind of made them a trap. It's absolutely amazing. And of course they all know self-destruct. And because they're Voltorb and Electrode, they're really fast. The Electrodes are the ones you really have to worry about. They're all level 40 as well. Like, it's amazing. And the Electrodes are level 43, I think. Yeah, you don't want to take a self-destruct off of the Electrodes. That can be pretty messed up. I think they also know Sonic Boom. I don't know what all these know, but... it'd be interesting to maybe catch and use one of these specific Voltorbs. Oh, they know Swift. You know, one of the trap Voltorbs. That'd be neat. See how far you can go with the moveset they just come with naturally. It's probably not that great. They have Swift after all. And Swift is alright at best. You know, Swift's big thing is it can't miss. It doesn't even have 100% accuracy. It just doesn't miss. Because accuracy can be messed with. You know, if you get hit by an accuracy lowering move, the move no longer has 100% accuracy. So its accuracy is it just can't miss. You know, there is a difference between that and 100%. In terms of what we're talking about here. As I've just explained, frankly. You may think these encounters are getting a little old. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. They're level 40. They can at least do something to me. It's exciting. Be excited with me. But, you know. You know me, I like gimmicks. And this is a pretty gimmicky thing, you know. In fact, since Boner's out, it's like the gimmick is fighting the gimmick. No, but the power plant's cool. It might just be the best dungeon in the game. I'm not even sure. I might have said another dungeon's the best dungeon in the game. I don't even remember at this point. Who cares what I said in the past? All that matters is what I'm saying in the present. Well, unless it makes me a hypocrite. Then it really does matter what I said in the past, I suppose. Even though people change, but not enough time has really passed for me to apply to me, has it? Hang on, taking a drink. That's much better. I was getting thirsty there. And my mouth is drying out. So that's just what happens when I talk. At least all that weird throat clearing's gone because my allergies are temporarily gone. That's nice. Except I'm gonna go mow here in a bit, so that might kick them up a little bit. Who knows? Reflect! Those aren't bad moves, I just don't have anything using them right now because it's single player. You know, competitive or post-game, maybe, but not single player. Not unless the Pokemon's entire gimmick revolves around them like Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime I would definitely teach that to. But Thunder, that is a TM that I like, because it's a TM I'm going to be using later, just not right now. Because, right now I don't have a need for it. Later I will have a need for it. Don't know what that means? Too bad. Well, alright. So the dungeon's getting a little tedious. But that's only for commentary's sake. Playing through it's pretty fun. But I suppose, because I keep using repels, I'm not running into anything wild. There are Pikachu here in abundance. They're rare in Viridian Forest at the beginning of the game. This is the only other place to find them, and they are abundant here. There's Voltorbs and Magnemites and Electrodes. Obviously you can find them as traps. I don't know about wild encounters, but I think you can also find Magneton here. And there's one more thing here. There's one more wild encounter that you can run into here. And we'll be seeing that a little later. Just a little later. Not too much farther. We're almost at the end. And I'll spoil it now. The prize is in fact a Pokemon. If you can catch it. But you probably knew that because so many people watching this would have played it already. I'm guessing only a couple you've never played or seen this played before. Oh no, he took it! No! Oh, Critty took it too! Yay! And good thing too, that was a level up. That's my favorite Electrode in the game. That one right there. If I was going to catch one in a future game, it'll be that one. I just have to remember. Catch that Electrode. Oh! Then my computer decided to give me a notification while I was recording. That's not annoying at all. You heard the notification sound in the background. That's what that was. Alright, here he is. Zapdos. Jolteon's rival is what you consider this Pokemon. Jolteon and Zapdos do the exact same thing, mostly. I don't know why I sent out Victory Bell first when I should have sent out anything else. But whereas Jolteon is straight electric type, with Thunderbolting being the only thing it really does, Zapdos adds flying type, adds Drill Peck as a move, and basically does the exact same thing with those two moves instead. So, it comes down to personal choice there, what you want to use. Alright. But guess who I don't care about? Yep. The second of the legendary birds is dead at my hands. Don't give a fuck. We'll put Thundercat in front like it should be, really. And yeah, there's two left for me to hunt down. But since I was here, I might as well show this off. If you have Surf, you can get across this little lake. And the guy across might have something for talking to him. Might. He actually does. I've seen you before, but I never had a chance to talk. That's creepy. You've been watching me ever since I passed by your house that first time, eh? It teaches a neat move. It's soft-boiled. It can only be learned by Chansey, but it's a TM, and it can also be learned by Mew. He wouldn't know that, though. Mew's one of a kind. It's just like Recover. It heals half your health. But it's not an item, so it's a little more balanced. It's amazing for Mew, frankly. And what am I talking about? It's amazing for Chansey. Alright, I think they're done moving around upstairs. Dang it. This is why I hate recording during the day, but I don't have any other options right now. I just want to get this playthrough done and over with at this point, frankly. With my schedule being as busy as it is, this took way longer than expected. I just want to move on to newer things. Well, I guess by comparison, the next game I'm planning on is older than this, but, you know, it'll be fresh and new for the channel anyway. We're actually almost to the end. We're only a few parts away from the end. Maybe more than a few. I can't remember what I'm up to. I've almost got it all edited together. But enough about that. I was talking about the move Soft Boiled because it reminded me of the move Egg Bomb when I said only Mew and Executor could learn it. Well, no, Chansey can learn it too. You know, the most important egg Pokemon can learn it as well, and you know, Execute and Executor can't learn Soft Boiled because they're not actually eggs. So I don't even know why they can learn Egg Bomb in the first place. Might as well spend some money. I have more than enough. I'm not using it for anything, so might as well buy those items to accidentally use in battle, or intentionally use in battle with accidentally forgetting the previous times I've done it. I'm not going to let that go. It's terrible of me. You know, I said it earlier in the playthrough. Using items in battle is something I'll make fun of you for doing. I'm not exempt to that. You know, judge not lest ye be judged and all that. But we're now ready to surf across the ocean, and I'm gonna do it in the most convoluted way I can so that I can meet all the trainers along the way. We're going to do what I call skimming. I don't know how common this is. I don't know if there's an official term for what I'm about to do. There might be. Who knows? All that good stuff. But I don't start it now. I don't know what I was thinking. I missed this guy, I guess. But what you do is, you swim to one side. You swim all the way down the path in a straight line. You then go to the middle and swim all the way back up. You then keep moving until you eventually reach the other side, doing this, going up and down and up and down, as much as needed until you've met everything on the path. Sorry, I'm talking and fighting hiccups and stuff at the same time. Hang on. There, that's taken care of. This has got to be the worst commentary I've ever done. So many things going on, you know, between me fighting hiccups, people moving around upstairs, me taking drinks. What else could possibly go on? Oh, well, clearing my throat, that could go on. Oops. Ocean routes, they're full of swimmers. You know, what else are you gonna have? Well, actually, in red and blue, at the very least, there's a lot of rafts as well that have fishermen on them. One in particular has a bird catcher that I have to make fun of when I fight him. He's a dumbass. But water fights are weird. Like, I know it's a battle screen, so, like, it doesn't really matter. But if you stop to think about it, I'm surfing on the back of a Pokemon, sending out another Pokemon that does not know surf into the water to fight whatever these swimmers are throwing out there. That could unintentionally be like a 1,000-pound rock-type Pokemon that should just sink to the bottom and, because its time's 4 weak to water, die. Frankly. But it's a battle screen, so it doesn't matter, you know. I'm not looking for logical consistency in my Pokemon games. I'm just saying it's a little funny, that's all. This is the same game where things like Doduo and Spearow can learn fly and fly you around, and Spearow's no bigger than I'd say like a real-world hawk. So, imagine this hawk-sized thing just picking up the trainer by the shoulders and flying him several cities to the east. Or a Doduo without its wings just running really fast through the sky. This Pokemon Stadium gave that battle animation. It was amazing. Because all that time, we didn't know how Doduo and Dodrio could learn fly. They were flying types, but they didn't have wings. And then out comes Pokemon Stadium and just shows them running really fast in the air. It was so good. I love Pokemon Stadium. But I've said that before, so I shouldn't talk about that again. Oh, these guys. It's just there's 4 of them here. That's 4 encounters in a row. And the thing about the surf routes is, and there's 2 of them in this game, the thing about it is, it's all samey. Hang on, they are moving around. Because why sit down for even 10 minutes when you can parade around upstairs? Bloody annoying. But yeah, all the encounters along these, or all the trainer fights along the ocean routes, they're all really samey. You know, all they're using is the same water-type Pokemon, like, I'd say the same 5 to 6 things, generally speaking. The ocean route, by the way, is where you catch Tentacool, and its evolution Tentacruel, those jellyfish Pokemon, that are actually really, really common, but also really, really good. This thing right here, and its former evolution, they've got really good special. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell because Thundercat one-shot it, but that's because he's a Jolteon. And there's a level difference. But they're all over the place. It's like a 95% chance to run into a Tentacool and a 5% chance to run into a Tentacruel. And you can fish if you have the rods and find different stuff. It's just when you're surfing. But I'm using repels at this point because I don't want to run into wild encounters, and I have the option. And they didn't have a female swimmer model, so they just put beauties out here. And one picnicker. There's also a picnicker, and that one's really weird. And it's not even a joke encounter. She's just there for some reason. Oh, look, Goldeen. I've talked about how it's the worst Pokemon in the game as of Gen 1 anyway. I'm not even gonna go into that though. Like that takes some research on my part, figuring out the worst by generation. But I'm sold on the fact that Seaking and Goldeen are the worst in Gen 1. Like, I suppose you can argue for Beedrill, but I think Beedrill's a little better than Seaking, to be frank. If only for the fact that it learns the only 2 bug-type moves in the game worth knowing. And it's the only Pokemon in the game to know Twin Needle for a long time. But it doesn't have the stats to back it up. It's part poison, so even... And it's slow. You know, it's got terrible stats. So the fact is, it's not good against the Psychic types, which it's supposed to be against, meaning it's not an option against Psychic types at all. Giving credence to the supremacy of Psychic types. If only Beedrill was faster, had higher attack power, and didn't have that dual type into poison. It'd be amazing, because it'd be a great counter to Psychics, you know? But it's awful. But I don't think it's Seaking awful. I've used both of them in a party before. Those two are just awful, and Seaking is worse in my opinion. Even though Seaking could probably take on Beedrill in a one-on-one fight, that's not something you can really use to determine usefulness, though. Because just because of how Pokemon works. And really it just comes down to the fact that Goldeen begins the game with Peck. So it has a super effective move against the Beedrill, and that's why you can't use that to determine which of the two is better or worse. For the game as a whole. I'm not even sure what I'm talking about anymore. Oh yeah, I'm just getting through these guys, you know. These guys have decided to hoard this little area to themselves. And that gives us 4 encounters in a row. Seaking! Here he is. I don't know if we fought this before or not. I wasn't paying attention to the other 3 trainers. Yep, that's him. That's what Goldeen evolves into. You know the meme if you were around back in the late 2000s. I believe that was like 2006 or 7, somewhere in there. Forgive me, I'm not some sort of historian of that sort of thing. I just remember it from a while ago. Oh, old internet. Because internet years are so much shorter than real world years. Like an internet year lasts a month, maybe. You know? But then I'm old enough that I remember pre-YouTube internet. And what such a place was. It was kind of so different back then. And I can't exactly put my finger on why or how it was different. It's just YouTube came along and it was just suddenly different, you know? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just waiting for the video to end at this point. It's coming close to the end. We just have to talk to this guy and go up to the sign and, you know, that's it. Alright, have a good day. Bye.